Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, continues his onslaught against the Modi government. Rahul, who's on a 3-day visit to the US, reflected on the post-2014 politics in India and explained why the need was felt for him to take out the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He said it was the only way left, alleging attack on democratic structure of the country, muzzling of free media, controlling of institutions and unleashing of agencies on the opposition parties.
I think politics in India changed very dramatically in 2014, attacking the foundations of our democratic structure. And so before 2014, if you had come to me and said, look, you walk across from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, I would have just laughed at you. And I would have said, you know, that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But that was the only way left for the opposition in our country. Media was suppressed. Institutions were controlled, agencies were attacking the opposition, governments were being overthrown, and we found that literally the only way was to go directly to the people of India.
So while Rahul was critical of the way democracy functioned in India, he was all praise for neighbouring China, with whom India has been locked in a standoff at the LSE for more than 4 years now. Rahul hailed China and said it has offered a vision of production and prosperity in a non-democratic environment, but India doesn't seem to have a response to it. He went ahead to say that China has a strong military, calling it a result of its strong production ability. The Congress leader further said that there has been a huge increase in China's power and called for both US and India to look for a long-term strategic vision to counter China.
China has placed in front of us a vision for production and prosperity in a non-democratic environment, right? What is our response? Are we simply going to just sit there and say, okay, China can be the producer of the world and we're not going to do anything? Or do we have a response? What is our response to the Belt and Road, right? I don't see one. How do you challenge China on production and value addition, right? China's strength comes from that. Yes, China has a strong military, but the military strength comes from that ability to produce. It comes from Americans buying Chinese product. It comes from Indians buying Chinese product. And what are you going to do about it? There's a huge increase in China's power. China is our neighbor. We have a relationship with the United States. So we are right in the middle of all this geopolitical change. And so we have to have a long-term vision, strategic vision, and you know, it shouldn't be one tactical move after another tactical move. It should be, okay, this is how we're thinking about it for the long term. This is the basic foundation, and we're going to walk on this path. I think the central elements of that, from our perspective, have to be the democratic idea.
Let's open this up. Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Shivam Chabra, spokesperson of the BJP, and we have Dr. Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress. Good morning to both of you. Let me begin with you, Mr. Chabra. Rahul Gandhi, yes, is praising China's production ability, but at the same time also saying, what is our strategy? What is US and India's strategy? What is our long-term vision to counter that?
See, Rahul Gandhi is habitual of bringing disgrace to the country, and I think his time again proved himself right as a Balak Buddhi when he tries to make obnoxious, absurd, divisive statements on the foreign land. It is nothing new about it, and I think the way I was just hearing to the soundbite you played, the way he was praising China, and I think you must not even be startled to listen to his views, because his soft corner towards China was visible when the Doklam was happening. He was busy having Chinese soup with the Chinese counterparts when the entire the Indian army was fighting against the Chinese on the borders. So I don't think that he is playing something wrong. He is continuously trying to prove his credentials of being the anti-Indian on the foreign soil every time he is representing India there. So you don't need to be shocked, or maybe his stand should not be taken too
But what about
seriously.
the what about the point that he is making? But what about the point that he is making that yes, the Chinese military is strong. It is because of the production ability. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to ensure that our production ability increases? What about the point that he is making?
Dear, kindly do not take him seriously at all. His claims are absolutely false and fake and fictitious. He does not know anything about the Indian army. He must not realize the fact that India has actually grown up in their ability to export the defense goods. Can you deny this fact now? Can you deny this fact now?
You know, one may agree or not agree, but he's a leader of the opposition, Shivam Chabra.
Not the China.
But he is a leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, so one has to take whatever he says seriously. Let me take a counter from Dr. Nikul Patel. Dr. Nikul Patel, the only thing Rahul Gandhi has been doing in US so far, according to the BJP and others who are criticizing, is that he is trying to malign the image of India. He is defaming India. He is talking about the Sikh community and whether or not they have the right to practice their religion in India freely. Now he is praising China.
The Bharatiya Janata Party will never accept what opposition is telling to them, because they are into the power with we can say that something like Govt. Now, if you see what is happening in the country is that if a leader of opposition is stating something about the strength of some neighboring countries, then Bharatiya Janata Party must listen what he wants to convey the message. Ultimately, it is in the interest of the country of our India. Secondly, if you see, Bharatiya Janata Party is always speaking about that everything happened after 2014. Now, when Rahul Gandhi speaks that after 2014, the country is facing the problem in some particular perspective, and the report also says that 95% of the cases are being charged by the agencies on the opposition, that itself indicates that what happened in the Bangladesh, the Sheikh Hasina rule, that all oppositions were put behind the past. This is what is happening.
Dr. Patel, we are focusing on China right now. So while Rahul Gandhi is appreciating China, is talking about their military strength, why can't Rahul Gandhi also highlight that India is not just indigenized manufacturing of a very large number of defense items, it has turned into an exporter now. Why can't Rahul Gandhi also talk about India's growth story in the defense sector?
See, when a country like us, why China? That is what your question is. Definitely, see, China is growing. Even America is facing trouble with the China, and they are discussing how to counter that. He is telling that how we can counter the China if we are able to defend this thing, because Make in India concept by the Indian government was not till that successful, as we are importing large production items from the China, and that is the only strength. That is what he wants to convey. We have to improve in the other way. We have to improve our Make in India concept. We have to go more with the manufacturing sector. Still we are
yes, there's a lot to do every time. You know, there's a lot of scope for improvement. But why can't Rahul Gandhi also cite some statistics and data? And I'm purely talking about the defense sector, because Rahul Gandhi praised the military strength of China and said that it is because of their production ability. Why can't Rahul Gandhi say that in the last decade, if you compare it to India's growth, it has exported more than 20 times, 21 times. That's the growth of India in the last decade when it comes to export. And I'm talking about the defense sector. Why can't these statistics be cited? Why is it that every time you have to present India as a weak country?
See, his objective is not to make India as a weak country. His objective to the government as a leader of opposition and always like a member of parliament to draw attention of the government. But government is not taking it seriously, as what my friend is telling, that he is not the good person what he wants to convey. But I would like to say people of the country had the best of him with the responsibility of leader of opposition. If you see COVID time, he was the first person to tell that the epidemic is coming.
All right. Shivam Chabra, please respond to that. Rahul Gandhi is only trying to bring the government's attention to important issues. It's not running India down. He's not defaming India.
Rahul Gandhi is telling about what is happening in the country, Berozgari.
That's what I'm saying. Not one good thing to talk about India. Not one good thing Rahul Gandhi has to say about India. Mr. Chabra. All right, Mr. Chabra, please respond.
This is what I'm trying to say, na. This is the miserable situation. Unfortunately, the Congress party fails to understand the real situation of India. Problem with Congress party is that they are basically still, they are concentrated towards the Gandhi family, which does not have the sense of real India. They need to realize that country, which was once the largest importer of mobile phones in the entire world, is actually the second largest exporter of mobile phones in the world. They need to realize this fact. They need to realize this fact. The company is called Apple, who wants to manufacture here in India, not in China. They need to realize this fact. They need to realize this fact that the Indian agriculture export has grown multiple times than it was during the UPA tenure. They need to realize the fact that the people in India want peace and prosperity and not divisive politics of the Congress party. They need to realize the fact that the Sikhs in this country are equivalent to the Hindus, are equivalent to the Muslims, are equal to the Christians, and equal to the Jains. And then you try to create a divisive pact here that you are in London. Is this the way you're going to do it?
Okay, so Mr. Chabra, are you saying that the leader of the opposition, that the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, now as the leader of the opposition, has gone to US with an agenda?
When grandmother passed away,
are you saying, Mr. Chabra, that Rahul Gandhi as the leader of the opposition has gone to US with an agenda to defame India in a bid to target the Modi government? Is that what he's doing?
Are you in any confusion right now? I don't think so. Because his claims that are based out of the country are absolutely based out of nowhere. He is absolutely not factual at all.
But you know, a counter to that, Mr. Chabra, would be that the Prime Minister also, whenever he visits another country during his trips abroad, official visits abroad, has slammed the Congress party, has slammed the Congress and its regime for and this is according to the BJP, for ruining India's prospects.
But has he ever slammed the Indian economy? Has he ever brought disgrace to this country? The American Prime Minister comes down and American President comes down to the airport to welcome him. The UK's President comes down to the airport to welcome him, giving a red carpet welcome to him. The entire world economy feels that India has grown rights and folds in this entire world economy.
Okay, respond.
We are the fifth farthest economy in this,
Dr. Patel, respond
now.
Dr. Patel, respond, please.
You cannot deny it.
The Bharatiya Janata Party always feels that they are the nationalists, they are the people who always think in the larger interest of the country, they are the people who are always thinking in the larger interest of our integrity. I don't understand. They are the people who play the decisive politics. They are the people who always want to disgrace the Congress. They are the people who always want to compare Congress with the Muslim League. They are the people who want to build the agenda of Hindutva in the country. They are the people who want to make the entire
Congress party, who is responsible for the anti-Sikh riots in 1984?
They want that this country should go with bloodshed.
Sir?
I don't understand what he wants to do.
All right, gentlemen. Another statement by Rahul Gandhi, this time appreciating China, talking about its military might and its production ability, has once again led to a face-off between the BJP and the Congress. Another controversy on Rahul Gandhi's statement on the US soil. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mr. Chabra and Dr. Patel, thank you for joining us.